All right, good morning, my screen tapping fools. If you're still screen tapping, this is a video to help you stop. Really, the addiction is real. It's kind of like anything addictive, and basically is consuming your life and taking your money out of your pocket that you're out there working to earn and actually starting to consume your life. It's a problem. So, this content in my video started out as one thing. It's just my simple research, what I've been set out to do constantly in life, to research certain things and find out, get to the bottom of what's the traction, why am I starting to see all these videos, and why is people not seeing the truth about what's taking place within these games. Okay, like life, like everything in life, basically, everything is set up to make money, a business, and people are going to use you as much as they need you. Uh, if you're throwing money into the game, you're definitely going to be supported. They're actually going to use you as much as they can until that stops. Unless you spend enough to where it's like, okay, you could go idle for a little bit. But the encouragement of spending is always going to be there. So these videos basically, and I don't know why, it's just something I just felt I had to do. The video is just going to be about learning skills that maybe you possess that you don't know, whether it's playing a guitar, singing, or working on cars or whatever. I mean, now, listen, the industry of working on cars is lacking a lot in everything because people are consuming their lives in every job aspect with phones. I mean, Instagram, social media. I don't know why I said Instagram, it's part of social media, but all social media, uh, screen tapping, games on your phone. The more you spend time on this phone, the less time you get to spend time in actual reality. Hey, if you're happy doing it, that's fine. If it's constant drama every day and I mean, for the conversations that I had, I just found it amusing that I was actually having these conversations and actually arguing about the oddest things. And yet, all these people, as I was just clowning in several different ways and doing research, these people in these games are completely serious. This is their life. This is what they're living. They're escaping reality. So if you're one of those people escaping reality, drop thousands of dollars into a game and can't let go, just let go, man. It's that easy. Snap out of it and let go. You know, there's no skill in the game. In Kingdom Guard, there is no skill in the game. There's no secret freaking hidden power. There's no secret tree of what you should do or what you shouldn't do. It's a very simple game. Drop some money into it. Think you're going to get super powerful, but there's just simple little tips and tricks that you can do without dropping money and do this and actually just play the game and play under the people that want to spend tons of hours, or the developers that are actually getting paid to play the game, however you want to do it. If you entertain yourself and really want to basically compete and do what you want, go ahead, consume your life, because it will. You know, stuff like that will consume your life. Now, I played games, as I said before in my videos, since Commodore 64. I programmed a game in my thing, spent hours and hours doing it for, it's like a 30-second playtime or whatever it was, it felt like back in the day. You know, hey, my kids are gamers. You know, my oldest one is actually probably bigger gamer than my youngest one, but my youngest one has definitely a great aspect of control of just like monitoring his game time. Me and my oldest son are exactly like, we just love to just delve in and go for it, exhaust all of our energy into it right off the bat and see if it's worth playing in a long term. Kingdom Guard is just a money type game. It's not a long term type game. There's going to be no pro Kingdom Guard players in the future. It doesn't make any sense. You know, it's just about, and then you always got the people like, I will catch you and I'm not spending money and I will be just as strong as you. Well, if you're not spending money at all, you got to at least donate to the game itself, which I've done, you know, which I did. I do not longer play the game, you know, did a monthly card, say, hey, thanks, graphics are cool, this and that, but I don't like all the hidden aspects of the game, and so pull off. So my donations for any type of screen tapping games, go ahead. Go out there and play for free and just go boom, because the hidden agenda behind it and the weirdness of it and them acting like it's this, you know, they're there to make things right, it doesn't matter. They're going to basically do as they will, as players will do as they will. I mean, the conversations in the game, you actually have Discord for Kingdom Guard, which is odd. Okay, So, anyways, let's get off of Kingdom Guard. This is why, like I said, I'm at work in my shop and going to do work, and it consumes your life mentally. It's just like, and the biggest thing for me is how many people are suckered into this. It's shocking to actually believe they're playing against some rich guy that has nothing better to do than play that game. So like, oh, I will compete, I will play, I will be the best. Those that are entertainment in it, I've said my piece with that. It's very funny. I like it. Just taking it day by day, and hey, they got wasted time to spend. Why not in a game, and why not mess with people and just have fun with it? So, anyways, you got a talent, do it. Today we're working on this 70 Chevelle. We're just actually gonna take the pissers out of them. They're actually, squirters, pissers, whatever you want to call them, for the windshield. When we're taking them off the hood, and we're gonna just put them in the cowl section, under the cowl section, hidden, so there's no basically vacuum or feed lines or anything hanging down for the pissers. You know, it just looks better and cleaner, and you put them in a better location, and then they're not getting the hood, because usually they come up through the cow holes, and then they're kind of hiding themselves in there. And then it'll get a little stuff on the hood itself. So we're just modernize it. Now I'm a big fan of, hey, if you want to be a purist, be a purist. Okay, so this is basically a purist type build, right? I mean, fully restored. Didn't know a clue about building these things, and I restored this thing put a new floor pan in it. I did all the paint all myself, not knowing, not having the education that a lot of people do on these things, But I wasn't involved in a screen. I wasn't involved in pretending I could be somebody that I'm not, or any of that stuff. I didn't know whether I could do it or not. I just went for it. So my whole point of these videos is just encouragement, is get outside of the computer, outside of that. Limit yourself to that. If you're delving a little too much and you want to be somebody on that, it's going to be short-lived. But nobody can take this joy that I get to go in rides with this, hand it off to the client, and just his joy, the whole thing. That whole physical aspect of this, getting out of that gaming world, this is where your life becomes content, to where you're not racing. I'm not in a hurry right now I got to get on and I got to hurry up and do some Titan rallies, or I'm not on here I got to do a raid in Pokemon Go, or I mean, it's time there when it's intentionally, the more time you spent to get better. Think about that. It's pretty odd. You want to delve into pro games like Halo or anything where you want to be this pro gamer, or whatever it is. It takes time, but you don't have to delve your life into it. You could actually, or dive into it like crazy and just put your whole life. I mean, you have to dedicate. It's like anything, any sport, anything you want to become top notch. But is there really a pro Kingdom Guard thing or pro Pokemon thing? It's just a simple money game. What I do like about Pokemon is you actually get to communicate with other individuals and go out there, but it's still a strange type of environment. You're going to find this competitive obsession where they can't compete in real life, so they've got to compete in something that, well, hey, let's throw some money, there's a secret to it, whatever. Scary, right? So, just as I'm saying to people, stop the addiction, stop the gameplay, stop the obsession stop the ego, stop the control, the whole aspect, and really stop the crazy conversations in the game, and then want it to be serious. It's like a bounce. It's like juggling. I mean, I have ADHD, beyond. I mean, my OCD acts up, and it don't matter. Everything is the way it is, but never like you get into an alliance, and they as I would say just one alliance, the no, which I call them, the Night Owls, no. Was great before with the first leader. As I said, here I am at work, still delving into this game. Okay, but you gotta look at something. They want to clown, they want to joke. Discord's 95% of it's just normal trash crap you see here in other games. I mean, I have it, and I'm at work, my Discord notifications going off. I'm thinking, oh, we got to go, we got an event we got to do. But no, it's just crap. It's someone clowning, someone doing this, someone, oh, blah, blah, blah. It's the same, no matter what. If you want it to be serious, then just make it about gameplay. You know, hey, this is it. Help other people with gameplay content. Help them with trying to get good. Like, instead of someone coming in there and actually surpassing all your old Alliance people, setting them. I mean, I remember I was like 50 mil. Set a limit of new's got to be 75 mil, old's got to be 50 mil, which wouldn't make sense. And then I'm at 900, 50 mil. I don't even remember. It's like 50,000 probably. Or is it 900 mil? Don't even know now. I've actually just delved out of it. But I'm like surpassed every. I was like ranked. I was getting in the rank 60 of the total server. Just shows how trash the server was with that. Because I came in late, you know. Which in every server it's like, how old's the server? 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Well, and then now it's like, oh well, you know, you're too late in this server. You know, when you got 1 billion power players, you know, or you know, double-digit billion power players, like 10 billion power players right off the bat, it's kind of too late anyways. You get in there, unless you just get in there, entertain yourself, and have fun and play the game. If you want to compete, you're not going to in a game like that, like I said with all my other videos. But you know, just put your talent out there, no matter what it is. You don't need money. If you're interested in cars, go to a mechanic shop. Ask them if they need help. Ask them if, you know, you could sweep up and learn a little bit and tricks of the trade. You're putting free time into the game, right? You're actually, some people maybe even paying for the game. People act like they don't have free time, but there's so much wasted time watching TV, computers, gaming, consoles, now phone. Well, we got gaming phones, right? You got time. Anyone that says they don't, you know, just don't be afraid to be shut down. Keep trying. And you're going to find toxic individuals out there, anyways, in the world. Find others that can support you, you know, that actually agree with you. If you are a toxic individual, surround yourself with toxic individuals if that's what you like. But really get out there. As I encourage my kids, get out there, you know. My biggest thing in life was to make sure my kids grew up and learned from all my mistakes, and that's why I love to just set, like, you know, doing these videos and stuff is just the whole aspect of it's just don't do that weird stuff. I mean, it's just like it will go on and on and on. No one wins. I mean, especially when they're acting like it wins. When you actually have an individual in a pay-to-play game stalking you like an obsessive weird, and people actually are fine with this in this server and the game itself, because it's like, whoa, you must have did so, you know. It's so strange, right? But that can happen in the real world. It's happened, and that's why I'm always attracted to the bully aspect, and I always put things in place. I actually represented myself against the police department in Las Vegas and actually won. It wasn't the Las Vegas department, it was actually the Henderson Police Department. And it was actually against an officer that was trying to just be a bully with the whole aspect. Didn't grab a lawyer or anything. I just let the truth speak for itself. As long as you're just truthful, even with yourself. There are many things that I've done that are wrong. There are many things that I will clearly admit that I've said and have done, and it's fine, it's good, it's great. It don't matter. But just stick with the truth, and the truth stands strong, you know, and you will win. I mean, and if you don't, just keep going with it, but really make sure that because your brain can actually convince yourself thinking that you're in the right. But I do a lot of these videos. I do a lot of recording. I've actually, and people even question, why do you record, you know, because I actually, if I have a conversation with individuals that showed up one time when it's like the football coaches, right? I always deal with freaking drama in life, like I said. Threw up my audio, knew it was going to turn into a weird thing. It's always the guy that runs and cries woof right off the bat. And that's in the game, the same thing. The person that goes and cries woof is the person that basically usually like, oh my God, it's a game. And then yet when you do it back, it's suddenly like, and then they're trying to actually be a bully with you, and they're like, it's a war game. Okay, so in life, as I said, just record everything. in a lot of it, I just started doing it for listening to myself to see if I'm actually fooling myself, that I'm being truthful, and do I recall the conversation as I recall it if I listen to the audio. A lot of times you don't. You'll actually be shocked. You'll be like, oh crap, I really thought In some instances, it just helps you for proof, especially if you're just being truthful and fight for the truth. No need to be ego, no need to be right, no need to do anything. You're just like, this is it. These are the facts. This is what's taken place. So let's just handle this. In any game, no matter what it is, no one, even either a pay-for-play game or a regular game, there's no tolerance in my mind for bullying in any form, no matter what, in a game, and no reason for it. It's just weird. And it gets creepier when they start sending you all this, like missed messages of that they didn't like. Like they're actually just burying themselves even deeper, and it will go deeper. I've tested so many people. As I started my shop in this town, the one thing is I tested people how far they will go to get stuff for free. They will go very far. They will go very far to be right. They will go very far to basically try to con you. I drove limos in Vegas for a long time. I dealt in a high volume of individuals daily. I dealt with what called hustlers. Every day, you're going to be hustled. The limo drivers hustle. I drove in a truthful manner, had a lot of return clientele, and made plenty of money compared to several drivers without the drama, without also the dealing drugs and all the other crazy crap they wanted to do. It was just drive, do the one job, and you'll make money, plenty of money. When you spread yourself thin, as I have done lately in the gaming, you start slacking, and you can see it in my shop. My shop is a mess, my cars are dirty and everything. Everybody usually will walk in my shop and like, holy cow. But that's what needed to be done. It was a point in life that I felt that I needed to do. And I guess it was a point in life of doing these videos. I've always wanted to do just simple videos, and whether I get one view or, there's a reason for it. There's a reason and a purpose for everybody in life. And there could be just simple entertainment. And like I said, a lot of things is if something negatively turns me, like my mind, like upset, even if it's truthful stuff and I really don't want to listen to it, you don't have to, but don't ignore the truth. Acknowledge it. And then find that content that actually makes you happy. I follow a lot of people that have talents that I wish I could, especially dance. I have no talents dancing, but I like following, the pop and lock and all the other crazy dance. And it's just insane the artistry behind some of these individuals are putting their effort into their talents and their goals. They're not wasting hours and hours on the opportunity to prove that you're a pro Kingdom Guard player or a pro Pokemon player. And it's so odd because even in Pokemon, this is what was funny. We're gonna go back to even a little bit in Pokemon really quick, so I can get this card done. We're not wasting too much time here. Won't get a break today. I'll just get stuff. But it was funny because locally, as I was getting, and trading with individuals, getting rare stuff that you can't get locally, I forget. I've been out of the game for so long, I forgot what they're called. And so locally, it was like this thing started to become a thing, like I'm cheating, I'm spoofing, or this and that. And I found it funny because when we met up, I said, hey, if the guy spoofed to get what he got and he wants to trade me, I don't care. I mean, we're in a small town in Pokemon Go. A bigger city has an advantage. So big deal. And if I knew how to spoof and I had an iPhone, I would definitely do it to me. Because listen, as I said, why you got the gotcha watch to the one guy that was creating, and he's just like, well, the devs have them. Yeah, under the rules of Pokemon Go, that's actually against policy. There are so many things against policy, but it's fine if it's just a certain standard. But once you cross a certain line, no, a stop sign's a stop sign, right? And that's why I look at it, is that's where we're bending policies, we're bending rules just to fit this. Well, if we stop all this, we're going to lose a lot of money, we're going to lose a lot of players, of course. So we have to just, certain individual, right? That's the same with anything in life, right? But I'll tell you what, it's the same, right? You get stopped at a stop sign. If you know the cop or your friend, they may let you go. But a stop sign's a stop sign, I said. Here's a little cartoon thing I saw a long time ago that I just can't get out of my head. I saw it when I was like 15. Had this cartoon character basically pull up to a stop sign and slow down and then take off. And just about a little bit down the road, a cop pulls him over, and just says, "Hey, you didn't stop at the stop sign." He goes, "Oh, yeah, I did." He goes, "No, you didn't." He goes, "You did not stop." He goes, "You did not come to a complete stop." He goes, "Well, it was good enough. I just stopped, was able to see traffic and go." And this is a cartoon. I don't know the exact words of it, but I just can't get over the whole fact that this officer, like I said, this is a cartoon, pulls out his belly club and starts popping him on the head and says, and he goes, because at the one point, I almost missed the whole part of the one thing, is he says, "I slowed down enough." And he goes, "Oh, well, slow down's not a stop. You didn't come to a complete stop." And the guy just wanted to keep arguing. So he pulls out this belly club. He starts whapping him on top of the head and says, "You want me to stop or slow down?" That's the simplicity of life. There's no rules to be bent or anything. If the speed limit's the speed limit, it's it. And as I've always said, once the world has followed the speed limit, we will be in a much better place. But there's always someone out there, as there is in gaming, that thinks they're the better driver. They don't have to follow the speed limit. It doesn't matter how good of a driver you are. The simplicity of it is consideration. If it's a 35 miles an hour speed limit, it's because there's people intersecting into it. There's drives entering it and stuff. And the slower it goes, it means there's more activity in that area, as in like school zones, right? So if the speed limit's 25, that means it's usually in a neighborhood, a bunch of drives are getting into it, and it could even go slower. You're 45, so it's kind of a good, decent road, but once in a while there's some intersecting stuff. It's a little bit safer. If it gets a little more dangerous for individuals to pull out, sights of user, there are people that actually will go out, and I'm not saying they don't miss some things. In some areas maybe you can't think you can do 100 or whatever, but this is one thing I've always done, is if you're going to race and you're going to do stuff, make sure it's a clear freeway. Find areas where no one's involved, there's no intersecting and anything, and just do it amongst yourself. Go to the drag thing, but there's a reason. You're not a better driver. You're just a jerk. You're an inconsiderate person that is like, "Oh, well." Most accidents happen because the judgment of people pulling out, thinking it's a 35 and you're going slow enough, they glance, car's there, and suddenly the dude's actually doing 55. And boom, right? Just go out there. And it's the same in gaming. Oh my gosh. It's so, our obsession with what's going on, and you see it in the media, you see it in everything, it's spiraling down even farther than it used to be. Now, we've always been, there's no better generation than another generation, as they always say. They're always saying, "Oh, this generation." I always have these funny arguments with my dad, and I toy with him and tease with him that, "Man, your generation screwed everything up." He goes, "What are you, our generation?" It's great. We have to be able to sit down and talk about things and figure out where we're all headed. And the biggest thing is the truthfulness. You can't pretend to be heading somewhere and not. You can't fake a bunch of people out and go, "Hey, this is it. We're giving you freedom." But wait a second. That freedom is limited. This and that. There are, right, just common sense limitations to that. I can't go out mass murdering people or killing people or doing whatever. That's just, but guess what? Some individuals have not been raised as simple as others, have that education and that mental mind to know that. And as much as people want to say, "Oh, No. If you're raised in an environment to where things like that are okay, you know, violence, the whole thing, and there is like, hey, it is what it is. And that's where we got to slow down. Okay? Our children are being lost, you know, because we're fighting with adults that are already just don't care. We focus on our younger children and help them out and support them under right, wrong, or whatever. Just be by their side. Be there for them. Help them out. Set an example. Lead by example. Stop wasting all this time. Let's get back into the world of things. And I say let's not get back because we've never been at a place in society to where it's just been agreeable, and it won't be. I mean, it's going to be tough, but it's really the rules that we have. People aren't doing their jobs in all aspects. There's just these egos that are being built up and this power trip that everybody's going, and they're inside of the way they believe right and wrong instead of just following the rules. Now, it's a simple thing, right? It's like my biggest pet peeve. A sidewalk is a sidewalk for walking. It's not meant for your front bumper. It's not meant for your back bumper. It's not meant to be blocked if it's in a commercial area or anything. These simple things, these simple little tasks we could follow every day and be considerate and really pay attention to just being considerate, and then going, oh, well, world's not considerate to me. Then don't be considerate. It is what it is. But contentment in life, to me, not money, not all that stuff. I got very, very little. And man, I'm content with the whole aspect of, that's it. I could die tomorrow and I'm fine. My boys will be fine, my wife will be fine, everybody will be fine. No one needs each other, we want each other. And we got to know that. We can't basically even feel that we need to be needed. If you're someone that needs to feel wanted, want somebody to, for just truthfulness. And we could go dark for the whole aspect of where the world and so much crazy, just attention grabbing stuff that's happening to where we're just not giving that simplicity of acknowledgement to everyone and listening. Just constant bickering, constant battling. It's happening. I mean, as our political office here in the US, as you see, you can't lead by example if you're not, if it's just, it doesn't matter. And most supporters or anything, everyone, well, I'm not filing out in taxes, they want to pay tax. There's always just these cons that are just constant. Well, they don't deserve this, they don't deserve this. The stuff we get, the roads we get, the cars available we get, everything in so many areas. It's just like entitled, like, yeah, well, we deserve it. It's so weird. Even, you could go into all the other darker stuff with, gender wars and race wars, and it doesn't matter. It's sad. The thing is what those individuals that are indebted in that want to blame. There's individuals of all likes, of all different types, with the same mindset I do, is we just want best for all. That's it. It doesn't matter what flag you're flying under. It doesn't matter. Just basically find contentment in your life and spread that to individuals. So I'm hoping this content's been a roller coaster ride for many. And I'm hoping that people see that, hey, yes, down the road, it takes me a lot longer to do certain things because I do it legitly. And I do it to where I'm not stealing cars out of fields and doing certain things and this and that, just so I could get ahead and get my, it's, and I don't know why I wanted to bring that up in this video, because that's a whole other story for things, but I'm just an individual like everybody else trying to make things happen. And that's in life, that's all we need to do is support one another and go, hey, where are you headed? I remember being in Henderson, and I was on Water Street, and I was painting cars in my garage because it's all I could do to make a little bit of money. Fire department come by and just said, hey, I didn't deny it. I wasn't like, oh no, I'm not painting. I just said, yeah. Opened up my garage. I said, yeah, I'm just doing this and this and that. And he goes, well, you're not supposed to do it, but man, your place is actually cleaner than most body shops in this town. He goes, we're not going to fine you. We can fine you up to $100 and stuff, but they actually just talked and said, just try to do it at certain hours. Because I had filter systems filtering out everything, and they were shocked to see it all in just the garage. I mean, and just a little bit of money I had, there's ways you can do this. I made it work, but that support, thanks to the Henderson Fire Department. And I don't know why I'm getting emotional, because there are so many individuals like that in life, that in so many departments that actually help. And like I said, just because one bad seed is, I basically, as I said before in my video, went against the Henderson Police Department. That was under just an ego type deal. And someone smoking up high as a kite got away with not being tested in a commercial truck that actually ran me off the road. And because they, I was basically distraught, and definitely I can get distraught and just like boom, go full at it. I just want it to be done, is why I want truth. I don't like it when people start blabbing and lying and bullying and stuff. So yeah, so let me tell you, there are some bad seeds in every department, but in the most part, for those that are giving their lives, those in our first responders, holy cow, if you can't see the how hard it must be to put on a uniform every day and actually save lives that some maybe not need be worth saving, or it's not individuals like me, because I have I just overthink everything. I couldn't do it. I couldn't walk up to a car that you don't know if this is gonna turn out perfectly fine, like the last event, or if something bad's gonna happen. It's the stress that's involved and the speed that we're moving in this in, the support that we need. It's so bizarre. It's so nice that a percentage of individuals are grounded everywhere we go, but we still have got to work out and reach and find individuals, find people that we can help out, and if we need help ourselves, ask for it. That's the way I look at it. I was always thinking people need, if someone's in trouble, I felt like, oh, you gotta help, just, they're asking for help, ask for it. So if you don't need help with anything and you're fine, there's no need to watch this video. And even if you need help, hopefully my video did help. I don't know. Like I said, woke up this morning, didn't know I'd be doing this, and can't get to work, so I got to get it off my chest. And that's me. Just, I live it truthfully. I don't sit there and edit my content. I don't sit there and do this. More power to those people that have that time and produce some amazing content for people to watch. Amazing content to teach people and teach them easier ways to do things. But I really hope that people see the bottom line of screen tapping games, the biz behind it, the whole aspect behind it, any type of game. If you're going to go out there and play a game, play the game. Don't let the game play you. As like I said, the game played the individuals in that server, and it just, there's no way. If everybody wants the game playing them, you can't jump in and go, all right, let's just play the game and have fun. It's not going to happen. They're going to pretend it is, but they're just letting the game play them. Spending money, doing this, second accounts, plundering this, doing this, finding the best ways to make it quicker and easier to basically level up. Wow, for that game, So, and that's life though. Don't let life play you. Play life. Have fun out there. Hopefully the realism was cool with everybody. And like I said, don't shut people out. You know, go out there and listen. Pay attention. Slow down a little bit. That's the whole reason why I named my shop with 55 Customs is 55. Slow down. 55 is this whole aspect of it. Probably move a little slower, and especially people that know me know that it takes me a long time to do little things because I don't feel you need to race. It's kind of like the tortoise and the hare story, right? It's just the way it is, the way I am. It just really took to me. I just said, yeah, there's no need to be first at it. Those that want to do that, go for it. Nothing takes away from them because they definitely earned it. So I like to be slow and move there. So, but we really got to slow down a little bit in everything, in our schools, and really, really figure out. I mean, we need like this mass regrouping of everything. It's like, what are we doing as humans? And what kind of life do we want to see? Because so many people are lost. And whether it's the devil consuming them, as people want to believe in that, or God helping them out, as I always believe, you know, I've been on some major spiritual journeys, and even doing this video, it's just shocking that when you just let go, this is me. This is the true me. This isn't, you know, it's just, this is where my mind is spewing out the information that, and maybe I shouldn't use the word spew it out, shooting out the information out there, and just, and that's, it's just the way it is. And hey, you know, more power to those that do a job and actually have to stick to script. Because especially as bad as they don't agree with script, it's their job. For newscasters or whatever, or those that have fell into it and just been fed, it's like, oh yep, this is the way it is, this is truth. Boy, it's amazing, you know. So especially the criticism type world that we're living in, it's always about critiquing appearance, critiquing the way people talk, critiquing the content they have, critiquing if it was helpful, critiquing this. It's like, oh, and then we got reviews, and then we got this. Everybody's getting involved. Is it helping? I mean, how many people actually read reviews now? You look at stars, and then, oh, it's got 3 stars. Oh, I'll still buy it. You know, it looks cool, this and that. You know, some people may go through, spend your time in this and all, and then you find yourself delved into weird reviews of this and that, and find, like, oh, that don't make sense. We are just spending so much time being so non-productive. As even in this, as trying to get going and find individuals, as I find myself, 38 minutes into the video, not doing a darn thing, still with my squirter in my hand, ready to work on this guy's project, which has been delayed by many things. I've spent, and maybe my mind was in the right place, trying to spend hours and hours on an electrical issue on this thing. And that's what life does, distract you. But, you know, and I hope he understands, you know, it's all I could wish for. Even with this car, the Porsche, this guy understands, you know, that, you know, I honestly I just felt bad for the guy that it was so poorly done from a, you know, licensed, bonded, actually body shop that was supposed to be professional. Just, it's so weird that, you know, so much of it was just, I mean, haggard. But that's life. You follow things okay, you pay your bills, you do this. People are fine with it. Well, that's, the customer should have actually known what he was getting. I don't know. Integrity's big. So, to each his own, how they want to earn their money in this world. But I know that I could look in the mirror. I could do these videos and be happy with the guy that I see, no matter how much someone wants to critique it, or critique me, or as I say, critique it. This is a vessel that I am in. This is the one that's been given. I didn't have a choice. A given. Yeah, just handed. I don't recall having a choice to be under that flag. I don't recall having a choice to have this skin. I don't recall being choice to be this gender. But I live with it because, and I make the best of it because it is what it is. We're all the same and equal, no matter how much, especially the ability that everyone has right now. There are some countries, and maybe there are some individuals even in America that don't have that choice. And I do not want to delve deep into that darkness because it just irritates me, and it gets me upset. And I just wish every individual out there had the choices that I've been able to give in myself. And I've had to run from a lot of stuff, escape from a lot of things. I've had some things I could delve into the darkness of my childhood, but not near what some people have had to deal with, and they're still dealing with. We really need to slow down so individuals can go to work, just work, provide for their families or themselves, provide for their animals, for themselves, and just help everybody out. We're all on this planet together. Come on. Just stop. Stop the screen tapping. Stop spending your money on that crap. Stop delving into you're going to be somebody online and you're going to outbeat somebody. Really, man. Look how it's consumed your life. Trust me. There ain't no way you're playing Kingdom Guard without it consuming your life if you're a top player, unless you're getting paid to do so. And that's a developer. So, it's my life. It's what's going on in my mind. It's my ADHD jumping subject to subject. It's the way it should be. People want to argue about things and this and that and prove me wrong, fine. I'm not attacking any individual. I'm attacking the actual actions by individuals or actions by businesses. And I don't know if really attacked. I'm just saying what the facts, what I'm delving in. So even if you find yourself in an argument with someone, it's so funny because you don't realize is that if it's my opinion of what I'm coming across, what you're saying is that my opinion does not matter. Especially when it's just the simplicity of, is this okay? It's just weird, and that's the same in life. It wouldn't be okay if you're working with someone in a job site and you're an electrician or whatever you are, and the guy says you're fired. And so you leave and you go work for another electrician. And then the dude stalks you, saying that you were disloyal to his company and you should have, begged for your job back or just, you fired me. I'm fine with it. It's cool. I understand. We just don't see eye to eye. Let me move on. So that's the same as, and if it's gameplay and they can say, it's just a game. No, that's going to reflect how they actually behave in life. Your gameplay reflects how you behave in life, no matter who you are. So if a dude, as in this game, as we go back to this game, to end this video with Kingdom Guard, is if the dude kicked me, and I was fine with it, and then left, but he wasn't, it's just bizarre. They actually stalked and threatened in game and did weird stuff. People may say, no, that's what's wrong. Is even with bully rules setting in the schools. My son in the middle school at one point was going to the bathroom and was pushed while he was peeing by a bully. Boys will be boys, even with their bully policy in place. And I said, hey, I told the principal at the time, I didn't even remember the vice principal I was talking to, because I'm like, what's going to be done? I mean, no, there's no, boys will be boys. He's not suspended on anything. We just talk to them, this and that. It's this type of things that if it's allowed, it's going to just keep happening. So let's go to the bathroom. What's going to happen if I push you while you're going to the bathroom? More than likely, you can easily spend jail time, whatever. It doesn't make sense. Especially, I would have rathered him punch my son in the face by going, "Hey, put your hands up. You've made me mad," or whatever, and punch him. And go ahead. But the cowardly actions of stuff like that, still, I imagine my son having a hard time getting over something like that. Because as a dad, it really, and like I said, the kid's just been misguided. And that's the simple talking to. The simple, but guess what? He never learned. As my son said, yeah, that kid's still doing just, and it ended up getting in some massive behavior trouble down the road in high school. Because it was allowed. We could stop it. We could nip the simple things that say, "Oh, it's just this issue." No, those little things add up to big things. If I decide to just leave my shop a mess and put one little thing on the ground, and another thing on the ground, and another thing on the ground, before I know it, I got a hazard. With all the simple little things on the ground, it's a trip hazard. And I may not trip today. I might not trip for a year. But eventually there may be a day. Why take that risk? I don't understand why we ignore the little things we do and act like it's no big deal. A lot of times it's because these are individuals in positions, in powerful positions, are doing things like themselves. They reflect within themselves, "Well, I've done this thing, so I don't want it to be wrong. I've done some things, and trust me, I don't sit there and go, 'Oh, it's right for that guy to do it because I've done it.' And I just look and reflect myself and go, it was wrong." There's no, like gray line about what's right and wrong in many situations. It's just that was not the way things should be. Under any circumstances, is it right for some kid at any point in their life to push someone into the urinal while they're peeing? And for it to just be like, was odd. And that happens. As in game, it happens in life. So, I don't know. Maybe these videos will help, maybe they won't. But I am definitely going to start doing a lot more videos. And a lot more of my content. And then I'll spread more channels. I do have started channels. Let's try to start narrowing my life down to just simplicity of things instead of trying to get, it's all about this and all that, I don't know. I think we all need to slow down and know that dreams aren't just made up because there's no hard work behind it. Someone notices your dream, they're going to stand behind you. So, and try. But they're always after something themselves too. So we help each other. But alright, let's slow down. I gotta get to work. It's been almost an hour. So I'm out. I have hours and hours of this videos like this on Google Drive that I haven't posted. Even during the whole events of the politic things, just nonstop. And I've always just led to this whole spiritual journey of just saving our children. 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I went through a huge spiritual journey. A lot of people didn't understand. Hopefully those people, if they're even watching this video or this gets out to any of my family members, any of it, hope they really see the truth that now you see what I was talking about. Save our children. Our children are key. Our children are future. Let's slow down a little bit. Let's help the world survive and not consume itself, especially in screen tapping games. Come on, how do we have that much free time when we're in the situations we are? It takes a lot of time. So I'm out.